and we are doing Canto 1, Chapter 10. We had completed till verse 22. This is where the Hastinapur is a place where the Pandavas have taken charge of the kingdom after the war. Yudhishthira has become the king over there. He is the Chhatrapati, or what we call as the regent king of the entire land, and there is peace in that place. We saw all that, and then Sri Krishna is saying to Yudhishthir, now is a time for me to go back to my old place. That is, one place is where? Dwarka. If you remember, he was earlier on in Brishdham, and from after that he went to Mathura, and from Mathura he has gone to Dwarka. So he is going back to Dwarka. So this is the idea. He is now returning back to his original place. So now first and foremost, Sri Krishna is a very intriguing figure. We have to know who Sri Krishna is. If we do not know who Sri Krishna is, then the story itself will have no meaning whatsoever. So today's entire satsang, from verse 23 onwards, that is the verse that we are starting today, we are going to understand who is this Sri Krishna. Because see, as a child you have just been given some exposure to Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna is some god. Now, does he have a childhood? Yes, he had a childhood. He was born in one jail. All this somewhere we have learnt. Also we have understood that Sri Krishna's birth was in a difficult circumstances. Then he was transferred to another land, and so see, we have some general idea about him. And then he restores the kingdom to his grandfather, and then he goes to study under his Gurudev. His Guruji is Sandipani. Now he has a cousin, the brother, that is Balaram. We know this. So far, so much we have an idea about, correct? Now, today we are going to learn how this whole thing came about. Yesterday I gave you one small understanding that Sri Krishna is divided into multiple parts. I just given you an introduction in which I told you that Sri Krishna's original essence is always staying in Brishdham, which is all those places where we have seen him grow up as a child. This is what you have understood. And then when he comes to Mathura, he leaves behind his essence over there, and that is the reason why Radharani and Sri Krishna, the two forms, are always revered in that land. Now when you come to Mathura, the forms which come into the picture are two, right? So those two forms are what? So Sri Krishna is one form, and the Adishesh form of his, which is Balaram. These are two forms which come into the picture. Now let us see what happens when he goes to another place. So from Mathura, he transfers his entire kingdom to another place called Dwarka. Now Dwarka is far away into the west, right? So in the west, this particular place in the west, he has got four forms. That means splitting up into four entities, which is Sri Krishna, Balaram, his son, and his grandson. So basically that is how it is. Pradyuman and Anirudh. So this is how those four forms are. Now this is what I had just given you a small introduction. Today we are going to learn who is this Sri Krishna. So now let us see from this scripture that we are doing, which is called Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is a scripture written by Ved Vyas. So now let us see who is this Ved Vyas and what exactly happens. So today we will be starting verse 23. We are doing Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 10, Departure of Lord Krishna for Dwarka. Verse 23. Here is the same Supreme Personality of Godhead whose transcendental form is experienced by the great devotees who are completely cleansed of material consciousness by dint of rigid devotional service and full control of life and the senses. And that is the only way to purify the existence. Now think about it like this. How is it possible for us to know certain things? Knowledge is extremely important, isn't it? We all know that if I don't have the knowledge, like today, how many people know what is happening in the world outside? We have very little idea about it. Some people too are living under a rock, they don't even know anything. Correct? Suppose there is, like say for example, when Chat GPT and all these new AI things came into the picture, I don't think 90% of the world has any clue what they are talking about. And this is the reason why we don't have any idea. Now let us look at it from a different perspective. There are some people who know. But how many know it in depth? From that 1% also, you will find that hardly 0.00001% will know about it, isn't it? The knowledge is so minimalistic with people. So the reason why you do not understand this is because we are always having less knowledge in us. Now, one second. Now the thing which we need to get to understand is this less knowledge that is there doesn't give us any understanding anywhere. We are always ignorant of the fact. So because we are ignorant, we got to first learn. And in the Bhagavad Gita, the first portion is about what is called as the Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga means yoga of knowledge. Got it? The second one is called Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga means till you don't do some things, you will not get an understanding. So let us say you have knowledge about certain things. Okay, whatever those things are. Now let us say you know how to run a computer, or are you aware of certain things? There's a lot of disturbance in this. So what happens over here is when this work-based thing comes up, you have a certain idea about certain things, and then later on what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to implement it by using that knowledge, correct? You may just know, okay, this is how I know how to make, say, a chapati or puri or something like that. Now, if I know how to make chapati or puri, what is the next thing? Am I not supposed to make it? It's only when I make it will I understand. But the whole idea is, do you have any idea how to become perfect in what you're doing? So perfection means to get to know that subject so in depth, which means you are supposed to be immersed in the subject. So even if you are a sports person, don't you have to practice so many times till you actually come to a point where you understand literally everything? And then you can go for all those whatever, Olympics or whatever. As a sports person, this is how you will do. Will you win there? Not guaranteed. You have to be very perfect in that, and you are supposed to beat the person, whoever comes first over there. You are supposed to come first. That is the idea. Now think like this. The third path over there mentioned is called the devotional path. That means first knowledge, second one is doing that thing, and the third one is called becoming a perfectionist in that by devotional path. Alright? So once you are devoted to the path, then only you will be very much able to get over that subject properly. Now this is where we are coming to. This particular verse is telling us about this. What does it say? That till you do not become perfect in your own devotion, how are you going to understand Sri Krishna? Got the point? The knowledge about Sri Krishna is not going to be there if you are not good at it. It is the same thing wherein you want to do certain things in this world. Let us say you have to become perfect in that field, and after becoming perfect, what are you supposed to do? Then you can be an expert in that field. This is the general idea. So to be an expert in a particular field, you have to know the subject like the back of your hand. So he says over here, the great devotees who are completely cleansed of material consciousness by dint of rigid devotional service and full control of the life and the senses. So first you got to control your senses. What are the senses? The senses are those things which are always going right in front of us. So that means with our eyes, our ears and all that, we actually hear, see, touch, feel and all that. Right? Then comes the mind. So if you see certain things, are you getting disturbed by it or no? When you see certain things, when you hear certain things, are you getting disturbed by it or no? Somebody is saying something bad about you. You are hearing it. And then it goes inside of you. And are you going to be very upset with it? Why? The reason is because you have heard something. Your mind is telling you, oh, this person is talking bad about me. And then your response is going to be completely different. But what is Sri Krishna saying? If you have controlled your eyes, ears and all these organs, even if something happens in front of you, why are you getting upset? Why are you getting disturbed? That person, whoever that person is or thing is supposed to behave in that particular manner. Is that right or wrong? So if there are some nasty people, there are nasty people. Can you do anything about them? They are mean, period. They don't have knowledge. See what I told you? What is the first thing that you need to have? It's called knowledge. If some person doesn't have knowledge, they will talk whatever they feel like, they will do whatever they feel like without any understanding. Did you get it? Why are you getting upset with it? So you don't have to be. If you have the devotion of Sri Krishna, then nothing is going to bother you. Absolutely nothing. Why should it bother you? Okay? These things are anyway disturbances in the world. You are not supposed to be upset or getting bothered with those things. Your only job is to be completely immersed in devotion to Sri Krishna. Now think about a very beautiful personality in our scriptures we have called Mirabai. Mirabai was a princess. She was married to the prince, or rather we can say he is a king also. Now she was supposed to take charge of that. She is supposed to behave in a particular manner. Correct? But full day she was lost in Sri Krishna. Her mother-in-law, her sister-in-law were totally against her. Her husband also was against her. To the extent that they gave her a glass of poison. Mirabai was given a glass of poison to drink. She took the name of Sri Krishna and drank it. Because of the devotion that she had for Sri Krishna, she was able to drink the whole glass of it and nothing happened to her. Devotion is like this. The devotion of some other people can also be taken into account. Think about it. There is a lot of things happening in this world. Now, everybody goes through their own story. So, in one case, there was this lady. She lost her husband in the early stages of life. She had 2 daughters. Now, she was going to stay with Upasani Maharaj in Sakori. The whole world was saying, what are you doing with that old man? That man is a crook. You should not go to him, and all those things that they were telling that lady. The whole world was telling like that. She said, he is a sage and a saint. You people have no understanding about it. So don't talk about it. If you don't have any idea about something, why are you talking about it? So she stayed there. Then when she came back, whatever money she had got exhausted. So there was a person in Pune or some other place, wherever. He said, why don't you stay in my place? I am staying in Aden. Aden is in Middle East. So she thought this person was nice, so she stayed over there. But this person had ulterior motives. He was interested in getting married to this woman. Now, then a few months, like he would come once in a year or once in 2 years, he will come from the Middle East. This lady would go to him and then to Meher Baba. And finally she started staying with Meher Baba and Sakori, both the places. This man comes over there and starts making a scene, saying that this old man is a crook, he's taking your money, he's doing all these kinds of things. Why are you staying over here? I am offering you marriage. I am offering you such a beautiful house. You can stay with me. These crooked people are there in this world. How does she and how does he understand that they are sages and saints? Nobody understands that. She says to him, I'm sorry. What you are saying is all connected to body. You are only interested in my body. You are not interested in the real thing. You are not interested in the divine love. So she continues to stay with him. Okay, in Sakori, and later on with Baba, Meher Baba. She becomes the number 1 disciple of his. And her daughter becomes the one who runs the entire organization. Now think about it. Does the world even understand this? See, they are all living under a rock. They have no idea. This rot has started with our grandparents, Our grandparents, what happened was, they never taught their children, which means your father and mother. They have themselves no idea about spirituality. They have absolutely zero knowledge about it, and they taught you all. So you may be at any age. You may be at 50, 40, 60, whatever age you might be. You have zero knowledge about God and what is spirituality. And even in our scriptures also, Sanatan Dharma, nobody knows. Nobody knows Hinduism. Nobody has any idea who is Krishna. Why am I teaching about Krishna today? People have no idea about it. And if you don't have the idea, do you think you can give any knowledge to your children? Your children are going to become atheists. They have absolutely no idea. If you ask them, what is Krishna, what is this, what is that, I don't know. You people are taking a bath in that dirty water is what they will say. Have you not seen our member of the parliament talking like this? An uncouth woman. From her own mouth, she is talking some nonsense. She has very little idea about spirituality. And she is giving speeches. So think like that. People don't have any idea about spirituality. They don't know anything about God. And your knowledge is also like this because you yourself have never learnt it. Do you think I am an exception? No. Till I was 42 years of age, I had no idea where there is something called, Bhagavad Gita. I had no idea about anything in this world. It is when I got the second life of mine in 2001 that everything opened up. All the scriptures opened up. Everything just came to me. But till that time, do you think I had even had any clue of any scripture any time? No idea. I have no idea at all. I grew up in a Christian school. I know only Bible. I know going to church. Okay, because church was next to my school. And English education. How will I know? My parents also never taught me anything. My grandparent taught me about Sai Baba of Shirdi. That is it. So for me, Sai Baba of Shirdi is our ultimate person, to go to. So your knowledge is minimal. What knowledge will you give to your children? Zero knowledge. And your children are going to become so pathetic in their life that that means your grandchildren will have minus, knowledge about it. So is it not important to learn about it? You learn about science, technology, this, that. Why not learn about this also? So learning about this is extremely important. So first we have to know who is Sri Krishna. It is only when you know the Sri Krishna that we are talking about, can we progress in our life further. So for knowing him, we have to have complete devotion to him. It is like when a person is in love, that person in love is only thinking of the lover, isn't it? Is that person thinking of any other thing in their life? Nothing. So because they are only thinking of their lover, that is the only way out. So even if they speak anything, now let us say there is a young boy and a young girl, they are in love with each other. Now they are so much deeply in love with each other, whatever this person's parent and that girl's parents are saying, will they even listen to them? So because this is called single pointedness. So the moment you have devotion of this kind, things will change. So this is what he says, the great devotees who are completely cleansed of material consciousness and the material worldly knowledge that is there, which is so fruitless knowledge, because today even if you think I want this and I want that, every day you are suffering, are you not? Is there a single day in your life where you can say I am not suffering? You are suffering every day. So this is what will not happen when you are in love with Sri Krishna. He says, by the dint of rigid devotional service and full control of life and the senses. And that is the only way to purify the existence. So you have to control your senses, take charge of your life, be completely devoted to Sri Krishna, and then when you are purified your existence, the knowledge of Sri Krishna will enter you. Oh dear friends, here is that very Sri Krishna whose attractive and confidential pastimes are described in the confidential part of the Vedic literature by his great devotees. It is he only who creates, maintains and annihilates this material world and yet remains unaffected. So Sri Krishna's description has started over here. Who is Sri Krishna? First let us try to understand. So here it is not given, but let me give you an understanding. Sri Krishna is the ultimate, the absolute ultimate. That means there is nobody beyond him. He is the unborn. Unborn. Nobody has created him. He is always existing. So that is the absolute Lord. Okay. From him, from that Lord, came something which is called the unmanifest universe, unmanifest creation. This unmanifest creation is called Brahma. Brahma is unmanifest. Unmanifest means I don't know. I have no idea what it is. This is what the answer is. Because nobody can give an idea about unmanifest. And from the unmanifest came the manifest domain. From unmanifest came manifest domain. What is manifest domain? Manifest is everything that you can see, touch, feel and all that, experience. And you can pinpoint also and you can say. So now what happened is this. From Sri Krishna, Brahma got created. From Brahma came the Narayana avatar. Now he was still the unmanifest. There was no way of knowing that he is there or not there. From Narayana avatar, that is the unmanifest, which most of us, in South India we have this very long form of Mahavishnu lying on Adishesh, that form, na? Padmanabh Swami and all those we say. Narayana. From Narayana came the manifest avatars. Who are these manifest avatars? So here he is giving creates, maintains and annihilates. The creative avatar is called Brahma. The one who maintains it is called Vishnu. And the one who annihilates it, that is destroys it, is called Shiva or Rudra. One of the two names you can take. You will wonder, how is it that these three avatars are in the manifest domain? From the Narayana avatar, from this manifest, unmanifest entity, came these three avatars and their three wives also. Alright? So one aspect is all about creation, one aspect is all about sustenance, and one aspect is all about destruction. So anything in this world you take, anything. Suppose you take a plant also. It is created, something happens, the seed comes into the ground, you get a plant, then it grows, gives fruits and all that, and then it withers and dies. That is how the growth is and the death is, correct? Similarly with human beings also. Human beings are born, they sustain till the end of their life and then they die. So this is the three aspects which are always taken charge by these three entities. So if you understand, all these came from the one God we call as Sri Krishna. Okay? So he is the ultimate one. Now when people have this idea that, oh, there is Shiva also, he is also ultimate. How is it that Krishna is ultimate? No. Krishna is not ultimate. Vishnu is ultimate. You understand, all these points do come into the picture. But we are doing a scripture which is called Srimad Bhagavatam. So who is the ultimate? The ultimate is Sri Krishna. Who has said these words also? The Bhagavad Gita is what we swear by. Isn't it? Even in our courts, don't we swear by the Bhagavad Gita? So Bhagavad Gita is the ultimate scripture that we talk about, right? This is called Srimad Bhagavatam. That is called Bhagavad Gita. So in the Bhagavad Gita also Sri Krishna has said the same words. I am the ultimate. Sri Krishna is the ultimate, the last entity. There is nobody else. Now you want to call him whatever you want to call him, you are free to call him that. You want to call him Shiva also, it is your choice. You want to call him Krishna also, it is your choice. And if you want to say I don't know also, it is your choice. Got it or no? I don't know whether he is there or not also, it is your choice. So you may be an atheist, you may not even believe in that. So doesn't make any difference. If something is there and if you don't believe, you have an ostrich mentality. You can't do anything about it. And that is the reason why he's there. So he says, he is the final personality which is there. He's attractive. Attractive means very beautiful to look at. In the Bhagavad Gita, there are two things which are mentioned. Let me qualify them for you. First thing that is mentioned over there is that he is the final abode. Abode means a place to go to. Got it? Number one. Number two, he says, he is a person who is an abode also and he is a person also. So abode means a place to go to. Person means an entity. Got it? Two things are mentioned. I will ask you a question. When you want to rest in the lap of your mother, Do you say, I go home to my mother? Do you say these words or no? Even in the Tripura Rahasyam, have we not heard these same words? Huh? In the night, the body and everything, it goes in the lap of consciousness. We have ourselves heard these words. So consciousness is qualified as a person also. Don't worry about it. So Sri Krishna is described also as a person and as a place also. Got the place? Got the answer? So Ma ki god mein. Ma ki god. And Ma. Ma is a physical person. God is a place. Correct? So Ma ki god mein sama gaye. We say, person has gone into the lap of mother. Same thing. Isn't that what Sita Maiya did? When Sita Maiya had to go, what did she call on to? Dharti Mata. And she went into the arms of Dharti Mata and disappeared. Isn't that what is mentioned in our scriptures? So exactly like that. So Sri Krishna is a person also. Now if you want to describe this person, how will you describe him? Better be attractive, no? Like your mother cannot be a dirty woman, she will be a beautiful person. As a child, we look at the mother how? As an epitome of sweetness, goodness and all that. So here also, he is attractive. And now we are going to understand what he does. The confidential pastimes are described in the confidential part of the Vedic literature by his great devotees. So now all these things that we are going to learn over here are taught in the scriptures by his own devotees. Now tell me something. Now Rajma is staying here. She is my devotee, my disciple. Will she have more knowledge about me, or you who is staying in other part of the world will have? So she will know, no, what are my pastimes, which food I eat, where I go, what I do. Doesn't she have an idea? So she, being a devotee, has a clear understanding about me. He gets up at this hour, goes to sleep at this hour, he reads the scriptures, he doesn't read the scriptures, he does this, he doesn't do that. Everything she has an idea about it. So who will know about Sri Krishna? His devotees only. A very strange thing. Does the world know about me outside? Why? Does anybody know how I am related, what is happened to me? How many people in this world will have an idea? If I just let us say you are going to talk to somebody. Guruji, one day he woke up from his deathbed. He was in a coma. Next day he got up. And when he got up, he started spouting, all the scriptures. They will look at you and say, this fellow has lost his marbles. Something is wrong. Some screws are loose. But if there is a number of things written down like this, which are called literature, scriptures, or stories, then how easy it is for us to know. Yesterday I was seeing one video. Okay. Now, Rajma has not seen that person's video. This person is so famous in the internet, famous, very famous. If I tell you his name, some of you will definitely know who this guy is. You know how many temples he has visited in the last 4, 5, 6, 10, I don't know how many years. His name is Parveen Mohan. He talks with that American accent. My name is Parveen Mohan. I am going to talk about this. I am visiting this. He talks like this. He's so, he's a very well-known person. How is he well-known? Because many people see his videos. He's got millions of followers. He goes to remote temples. He finds out intricate details which people have missed out. So he'll go to a temple and say, this wheel chakra has been made many years ago. He talks like this. Where was the technology then? The technology is there with Indians. We Hindu people have this technology for thousands of years. I'm telling you, I am a great fan of his. Believe me, I look at all these Praveen Mohans, whenever in my feed it will come. I love to see this guy. He has got a particular way of talking. It's funny. But he gives so much of information. Now think about it. How do I know about it? I have been following him for donkey's years now. See? So till nothing is written about Krishna, how will the world know? If nobody is writing about it, nobody will know. So here what is written? The confidential pastimes are described in confidential parts of the Vedic literature by his great devotees. Why is it confidential pastimes? Because nobody knows. Nobody knows. See, now suppose I come to your house to eat food. Okay, now you are telling me, Guruji, come to my place and eat food. Okay, I will come. And then you will serve me 2 puris and some small thing. Okay. And then I will eat those puris and then I will go and wash my hands. And you will wonder, why is Guruji washing his hands just now? I am supposed to serve him with other things. I have made 3 types of rice, one pulao I made, one sweet rice I made curd rice, I made so many things, I made bhajiyas and this and that. Why did he get up and go away? If you know my pastimes, if you know who I am, then you will serve me in a particular manner. Otherwise, you should know what is served only once in my plate is all that I live on. You serve me 2 puris and some little thing, I'll eat that much and get up. And if you think that you can come and give me a second helping, I will not eat. I don't want second helping. First time, once in the thali only what you serve. Now, how will you know this? These are details about me which only few people know. Would you agree with me? Not everybody will know. So those who are intimate with me, those who know me very well, will be very clear in understanding this is how it is. And that is the reason why this is a secret, confidential knowledge. Common people in the world will have no idea about it. Isn't that true? This is confidential knowledge. Again, where do I come from? That also is a confidential knowledge. Rajma can write 100 books on it. How many people will understand that? I don't think anybody can understand what she will say. She will say he is this, he is that, he is this, he is that. So Krishna is like that, very intriguing character. Never understood by anybody. Okay, so he is the one who creates and annihilates. Whenever there are kings and administrators living like animals in the lowest mode of existence, the Lord is his transcendental form, manifests his supreme power. The truth positive shows simple mercy to the faithful, performs wonderful activities and manifests various transcendental forms as is necessary in different periods and ages. I can guarantee you one thing for sure today. You be a devotee of Sri Krishna. You don't even know in which form he will come and what he will do. If there is any trouble in anybody's life, if there is any problem, if things are going wrong, if you have reached your final end stages in your life and you are wondering what is going to happen, why are you bothered? The moment you are a devotee of Sri Krishna, it is his duty to handle you, to take care of you. So what is he says? When the kings and the administrators, there are kings and there are administrators also, living like animals in the lowest mode. Sometimes these people behave like animals also. They torture people. Somebody who rules the kingdom can torture a person or no? You know that, no? So in olden times, the kings were tyrants. They will harass all the common folks. They will tax them. They will do all kinds of things. In today's day and age, there are no kings. But you are living in your own world of misery, are you not? Some people have husbands, some people have wives, some people have relatives, mother-in-laws, father-in-laws, this one, that one. So many villains in your life. Biggest villain is your boss. Your boss's boss. Some people have police, some people have, politicians. The gundas, the mawalis, people coming from all other countries. Are they not harassing? So many atrocities are happening. And when that is happening, Sri Krishna manifests in his magnificent form. You may think that he is not there. He comes and he starts doing his work. But you will not associate it with him. See, Sri Krishna looks like one average looking person, 5 feet something. And when you look at him, you will say, what is he doing? He's just sitting over there doing nothing. The whole world is aflame. The whole world is having problems. He is sitting over there doing nothing. When he sits in one place or when he is doing something, you won't even know what he is doing. He doesn't have to go to that place to do that thing. It's all in automation. All automation. Now that automation is not the same as AI. His automation is just by him being there. All these problems which are there, which are troubling them, they get destroyed. The truth positive comes out. Only that which is the truth will come out. He will show special mercy to faithful. Only those who are faithful to him, he will show mercy. The rest of the people, he will mercilessly do something to them. And please don't think that it happens tomorrow. No. It happens in the right time. Think about it like this. There is something which is about to happen. Let us say there is a football star. The football star is a very arrogant person. In all his, matches that he plays, he scores goals and, I am the greatest. I am the greatest. He keeps on doing that. But when it is the biggest match of his life, something very dramatic happens and he can't even perform. You may then understand the reason why he allows him to go 100 steps so that he can do 100 sins. Isn't that what happened to Shishupal? Sri Krishna doesn't kill the person when the person has done one sin. You have given one gali to him. Gali means bad word. You have said bad things once. Don't worry. I will give you 100 chances. After the 100th chance, nothing in this world can save that person. So he has got very special mercy for faithful people. Those who are faithful to him, he is very, very merciful to them. He performs wonderful activities. Nobody can understand these activities. And manifests in various transcendental forms as it is necessary. He can come in any form. In which form does he come? Does anybody have any idea? Why will he tell you also? Is it the big thing now? So the divine Lord comes in forms. Nobody has understood how those forms are happening. And when it is time for him to come, he comes. at different ages and different periods in time. So always be a devotee of Sri Krishna. And then you will understand the in-depth devotion, how it changes your life. But remember the story of Shishupal. Remember the story of Kam's Mama also. He did not kill Kam's Mama at that moment. You think he could not have done it? You know, na? Sri Krishna can do that also. No, but he allows that person to do it. You have to allow that person to commit the sin first. Let the person commit the sin. The after effects of sin are tremendous. But whom does he stop? Only the dearest devotees that are there, he will stop that person from committing those grave errors. He will put his finger over there and say, don't do this. But those who are the villains in this world, he will not even say anything. He will allow them to do all the mistakes in the world. So this is how he works. And he comes in various periods and ages. You may think that, oh, is he there just now? Really? You will have to wonder, is Krishna there just now? Only Krishna knows. Nobody else knows. So that is the reason why it is impossible to know. But just be devoted to him. Everything gets sorted out. So we have come to the end of verse 25 and we will stop over here.
Recording stopped.